There's an app online called Breakmaster. And it's basically a level, but it's kind of for putting. And you can set it down and you can get a percentage of break, percentage of slope. So what will make this test work is and we'll explain this, but the slope is between 1 and 2 degrees at the cup. We don't want dead straight putts, but we don't want 3 degrees of putts either. So these are all meeting that criteria, including this. Thank you. Yep. So this is that Breakmaster thing I was telling you about. So this is 1.7 degrees. Now it happens to be going like this, but it's not 3.5. So when we get around here to a little bit later, we know that this is a putt that's valid. And if you're in Singapore or Spokane, but you're between 1 and 2 degrees, it's a fairly close to the kid around the world, right? So this is a fun one to put on there. Thanks, buddy. So this is the traditional putting ladder, right? We go 6, 9, 12. The idea is roll it past the first one and short of the second one. You get one attempt, right? And you move back one more to go to the second line. Not bad, right? Now I have to tell you, you're a little bit of a guinea pig here because we don't know whether this started at, and we're trying to, I want to get all the results from today so I can kind of refine it. In my mind, everybody ought to make that 6-footer. I'm not sure, but if everybody makes it, then it's not a test, right? Does that make sense? So I'm gonna have you hit 6, but the idea is you get one attempt. Again, you're 16, and your coach is gonna see how you did trying to make that 18-footer. You get one attempt. I'm just telling you, that'll get your attention, right? So you have 5 putts here. Okay, then this is, you're ready for this, 6-foot circle. Now we're think a kid, think lag putt, 36, 39, 42, 45, 48 feet. All you're trying to do is, and this is gonna break a little bit left, all you're trying to do is get it in the 6-foot circle. And either you do or you don't, okay? Makes sense? Not rocket science, not that easy either. Let's see, that's the 4th one. And then the last one is, see the block with the 5 on it? It has 2 tees next to it. Single putt to this cup, 2 putts, right? And there's 5 of those stations. See them? No big deal. It's 1 putt, and the eye is to 2 putt. So hit the putt, go ahead, go make it. How many did you make? Does that make sense?
2 putts.
2 putts,
2
simple
putts.
deal. It's as close to getting it on the golf course as we can, but it's not 15 feet, right? It's a little bit uphill, you'll figure it out. So that's how we work. Does that make sense? Okay, let me show you real quickly and then we'll start our deal. So if you're not doing the combine, I want you to just work your way around with some of these aids. And these are the most popular on the tour. Real quickly, they all have a purpose. This one, for instance, with the mirror, besides getting my eyes over the line, is designed to restrict that backswing. So you're not doing this. You've got some kids that this is going to be an amazing drill. They just tend to get real long and real decelerating, but if I can bring it short of that, then I hit it with some authority, right? And I don't have, does that make sense? This is called a putting sword, uses the mirror, and the idea is we almost always use these gates for the putter. I'm trying to roll the ball down the mirror, down the sword. Like that. Make sense? Now, and this is start the ball on line, but the number one thing is the face square at impact. If it is, I can start it on line. If the face is not square, it'll never stay on. If we build good skills into these kids, they're going to be a lot better. The sword by itself, the mirror by itself, use them combined. This one is deceptive because all we're doing is we're going to use the lines on the ball that's set up like this. And here's the idea. I'm going to set it up, get it lined up, and I want you to get in this habit because if you think about yourself or your kids, there's a lot to what I just did there. I've read it, I have to set it up. I'm not just rapid fire hitting a million putts, right? So I want you to walk through this station, hit some putts here, get the basic idea. Does that make sense? Let me show you a couple others before we go.
These are new right here, right?
Yep, I think they are.
How about the mirrors over there? This mirror, is that last year's product?
It's the same, yeah, that one's been out for a decade. So let me show you, let me show you what this is. So this came out, I took it to Valhalla last year for the first time. We set this up, I did this with Jim McLean. And here's what we're trying to do. Face square at impact. This lets me set up squarely. I get a look down and see it. I'm gonna start the ball on line through the tees. There's so much going on here that you can't imagine how good this drill is. We have 100 players using this on the tours. It's just ridiculous. But the idea is, and think about it, all you do is set it down, find the line, and now you go to work. Can I start it through the line? If I can, and I don't do whatever that is, get the idea? Think about your kids. You set it up really quick and get going. The mirror we've got, let me show you one other one that's not quite so intuitive. So here's what we've done with this. I've set this is the other part. The slot trainer comes with two pieces. I set it up like this, find my line, hit a couple putts this way to find my line. Got it? When I find it, I take my Sharpie, I find my line, I put a dot and I draw a line, which is what I've done here. And now I know the face angle that has to be at address. I'm not just hitting putts. I know what I'm trying to do. I can also set up, and I put 4 down. I don't know any, Zach Johnson uses 4, but like McDowell uses just 1 back here, right? So when I'm finished setting that up, what I have is this drill. That's all I got. I got a dot. Sometimes I have 1 tee, sometimes I don't have any. But I've got a position where the face is square. Think about this with your kids. Tremendous habits. They're working their way around, right? And the only thing that's left is that dot in the face. Okay? Get the idea? So we're working our way around that way. This is hard. So I've taken these, doubled it. This is a Jonas Blix drill. I've taken it and doubled it like this. Found my line, set it up like this. Makes sense? Drawn a line, put the tees out there. So now I'm on line. And now I'm just learning to start it on line, except it just happens to be a longer extension, right? So if we can do this, the other thing that happens is, as a player, if this is gonna break left or right, which it doesn't, I tend to set up about square and then try to pull it on line. Recipe for not very good putting, right? So when I set this up, and now that I have the face absolutely square to my line, I have my start line, the cup's in the way, right? But if I don't start it on line, I'm not gonna get it through the gate. Get the idea? These are habit builders. Habit builders for your kids. There's so much variety here that they'll enjoy the variety. Set 1 up, set 2 up, not 15 of them, right? They're all in boot camp. They can all keep score. You can, drill of the week, whatever you want to do. But just think about the habits that you're building with these kids as they go. It's not the same drill every day because then they stop seeing it. Does that make sense?